we're still including that $50 wireless card and the $20 pen holder. So let's talk about how we use this and what kinds of things we can do with it.
Yeah, so the ScanNCut is the only electronic cutter out there with a built-in scanner. Yep. But the wireless card makes it even cooler. So it's standalone. You don't need a computer, you don't need a tablet. But if, like me, you want to use a tablet, you can. So I am looking at Canvas Workspace, which is a free online site. And what I can do is I can simply find a file, which I've saved. There's also plenty of free files for you to use as well. And all I need to do is tap it to send it wirelessly on over to my ScanNCut, which I think is incredibly cool. You can see that it's thinking for a moment as it works on the Wi-Fi here in the studio. And the file that I am sending over is this really cute unicorn card. So I can see it right here, okay?
There it is.
And what I wanna do now is I wanna download it. And it will ask me how I want to do that, and I'm going to say transfer. And now as soon as it says that its transfer is ready, I can go to the machine and I'll be able to see right here on the screen when I press the wireless button, that same unicorn card is going to come up. Now we're actually going to draw, and one of the things you're getting is the universal pen holder. That's what I'm holding right here, and it comes in 2 parts. And this means that most things in your studio, most pens will work with it. So I just am going to take this pen and I'm gonna open it on up, and this pen happens to have 2 tips. I just wanted to show you that. So you can actually use a skinny tip or a fat tip, it doesn't matter. All you do is drop the pen into the height adjuster and close it on up. Then you're gonna remove your blade, drop in the pen, and this is where it gets even cooler, because now, as soon as I choose draw instead of cut, everything on the screen disappears except for the text that's gonna draw. And I'm gonna press start, and now it's gonna draw for me, and it's even gonna fill. So it's almost like being able to print directly onto your 12 by 12 paper, and this will work with a 12 by 24 inch mat. So imagine the epic coloring books that you could do, the insane gifts, the placemats, that you can draw on top of fabric, you can draw on top of wood veneer, you can draw on top of anything that you want, because with the universal pen holder, you get to choose the pen that you want, you get to customize exactly what you want to say, and then even though we've drawn and it seems kind of random, the brilliant thing about this is you can designate some lines as cutting lines and some lines as drawing lines. So now I just press cut, and it's going to cut my card out around there for me while I walk away carelessly and head to the other machine.
And just so you know, on Facebook Live, Andrea's saying ScanNCut is awesome. Julie's tutorials online are really helpful. Tabitha's asking a question, does this cut vinyl and other material as well?
Yes, I have vinyl on the mat. That was totally prescient. That was amazing. So, okay, so we've sent a file wirelessly over, but I promised you that you do not need anything when you have this machine, because there are so many patterns built into the machine. And you can see it's just a touch screen, okay? And I can choose from any of these covers, and let's say I want to use this crown, which I think is really cute. And now, because of the built-in software, I'm actually going to be able to complete a complex design. So I'm going to say add, and now I'm going to go back to pattern. There are all sorts of fonts.
I love that
2 pages, me too. It makes it, reminds me of a tablet or a phone. You can use your finger if you don't want to use the stylus. And then you just can pick whatever font you want. And then again, there's capital and lowercase, whatever you want. You can just go ahead and add it. And I apparently put Julie on everything.
I get it.
So I am going to customize this again. Again, I can adjust the size. This is so customizable. It's so easy. You do not have to be a computer whiz. You do not have to be anything. And one of my favorite things too is built into this. Let me select both these parts, are alignment tools. So I don't have to wonder if these 2 pieces are aligned or not. I know that they're perfectly aligned. Once I'm satisfied, I simply say, okay, I have a piece of vinyl on the mat, so I can say cut and start, and now it's just gonna go ahead and cut out that vinyl for me, which is so cool. So again, most materials up to 2 millimeters. So yes, it cuts fabric. Yes, it will cut the thin foam for you. It will cut acetate. I make stencils all the time. Also, stamps are great when you have a ScanNCut.
It's interesting that you say that, because Andrea's also commenting on Facebook Live. I have this and I no longer need to buy matching dies for my stamps. With FlexPay, it has paid for itself over time.
Absolutely, I 100% agree. agree. That's just one of those things that is so true, which is the scan and cut means that you can scan around all of those designs and not worry about ever having the matching die. So now I'm about to pull this card that we just cut. Remember, we drew, and now we're cutting, and I'm gonna go ahead and carefully, because remember, this mat is sticky, and I am not always the most careful. If you're like me, you get excited, and you wanna just sort of yank it, but you need to sort of ease it gently off of there. There we go. My beautiful, detailed unicorn, and I built a perf into this file, or a perforation. Excuse me while I use my exciting lingo like a perf. But you can see how cool this card is. We drew on it, we cut it, it's beautiful, it's intricate, it was fast, it was easy, and you can personalize it absolutely any way that you want. And because you're getting the universal pen holder and the wireless card, you can make this card as soon as you get it home. But I hear the other machine stop, which means that there is vinyl which has been cut.
Oh, good. Let's take a look.
Yeah, so again, it's so fun, it's so easy. And so now the vinyl has been cut, which means we want to do a process known as weeding. So what's weeding? It's like when you go to your garden and you need to remove the stuff that you don't want. So I take my hook tool.
Somebody's asking if you could have welded Julie to the crown.
Yes. 100%, right in the machine. You do not need a computer or anything else. But you can see that all the parts that I don't want just come right away from that, which I love. And I'm gonna get the inside parts of here too. And you can see we did a kiss cut. So the precision cutting of this machine is amazing because we did not cut through. In fact, I guess I should pull this off the mat to be, you know, show you how awesome this is. We did not cut through the paper. We only cut through that really thin vinyl. And now I'm just gonna continue to pull away my excess material, and then I'm gonna show you how I can make a gift bag in like 4 seconds flat. I simply take my transfer sheet, and it has this nice big grid on it, which I really like. The hardest part of this is actually separating this off. But I'm gonna go ahead and I can line the grid up with the Julie so that I can see that it is straight, okay? Then you can use your thumb and just burnish it a little bit with your thumb. And that is basically gonna mean that we're grabbing the vinyl on top of the backing, and we're able to pull this off, hopefully, as just one big piece, okay? Then I have my gift bag right here, and I am able to place this down exactly where I want it. Again, using the grid lines to make sure that I'm straight, using the straight line here. And imagine for weddings, for birthday parties, for baby showers, for all sorts of stuff, bridal, bachelorette, you know, to make personalized gift bags that look this professional and this cool. And again, you don't need anything else. You could plug this into the wall at your party. People could come up, cut their own stuff, and leave with a completely beautiful, personalized bag, just like that.
2 quick things. If you've been in the market and wanting to get yourself the brother, this is your chance at $50 off. It's the lowest price we've done. This is our only airing. We started off with about 350. We've got 250 left. At this price, we still include the $50 wireless card and the $20 pen holder. So we haven't taken anything out. We just took the price down, and it's yours on a flex pay of only $59.99. Plus, it's free shipping. If you've purchased anything today and got to $5 in shipping charges, this can ship to you for free. Excuse me, 478-635 with our final 250 to go around. Shirley on Facebook is asking, will it cut chipboard, and can you please share hints as to how to do it?
I was gonna say, I have a video on YouTube that's all about cutting chipboard, and I show you how to cut chipboard under 2 millimeters. I like to do it in 2 passes. That's the way that I've always found really good success, but you can watch that video, just check it out. You can find it on my YouTube channel.
Okay, cool.
And what I'm doing right now is, you can see I have a piece of pattern paper in here that's really pretty, but what I was really drawn to was this text that says, find the beauty in everything. And I thought, you know, I wish that it were a different color. I wish that it were larger. I wish that it were slightly different. And the good news is, when you have a scan and cut, you don't have to wish, because the scan and cut's gonna do that for you. So I can actually see the paper on the screen, the paper I just scanned in, and I'm going to choose what I want, and I'm just gonna drag in these red sliders nice and tight around my design. I can see it right there. I'm gonna say preview, and then I'm gonna save it. And I can save it into the machine. I can save it wirelessly to cloud, to my PC. I mean, you have so many options when you have a scan and cut. So once it is saved, then I am ready to do whatever I want with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and go home, And let's go ahead and grab that saved file, which I know is right here. You can see it there. Now, one of the things I love about the way that ScanNCut handles things you scan in is if there are any errant things, you can just go ahead and delete them out, and it will clean it right up for you. You just highlight it in red and take anything out that you want.
Wow.
I can also group it together. Somebody asked about welding. So grouping is kind of like welding. All these little red boxes are gonna become one box, and now I can resize this. And then let me drag it down here so I can really resize it. And you can see now I can make this as big as I want, and I can go ahead and cut it out. So all I do is unload this mat, and I have a mat here that just has some pretty purple paper on it right here. And the other thing that the scanner is great for is because I can see everything on the screen, I don't have to guess about where it's gonna cut. I can go ahead now and scan in this paper, and I can perfectly place my cut exactly where I want. Let's say I don't want any of the gold or any of the magenta, I only want the purple part of it. You know what? I don't need to find a purple piece of paper because I have a ScanNCut with a scanner inside so I can see the part that's purple. So I can just see it right here. And if it's too dark for you, this is another thing that I love. You can lighten the scan. So now it shows really, really clearly. It's fancy, and yet at the same time, it's easy.
Yeah.
And that is the combination that I think is magical, because as fancy as it is, I never feel scared because everything's push button. You know, I never read a manual on this machine. I just started playing with it, and it's amazing how intuitive it really is.
I know we are 3 minutes away from midnight, which means you've got 3 minutes to take advantage of this $50 savings on it. Plus, don't forget, we still include everything that we have in the past, inclusive of that $50 wireless card and $20 pen holder. We just took the price down to this low of a price to round out our big crafting event. And we're down to less than 200 now available. So you do have a shot. The item to get is 478-635, and I can see from the comments on Facebook Live, so many people are like, I want it, and Andrea's like, don't hesitate, I just got mine, and you will wish you had bought one sooner.
You know, I never wanted an electronic cutter. This is the honest truth. So when people, when brother approached me and they were like, do you want this electronic cutter? And I was kind of like, I feel like maybe it's not authentically me. But then I figured out that because of the scanner, I can scan in my hand-drawn designs. I can scan in my handwriting. I can scan in everything, and I can personalize, because that file that we just scanned in, that was that writing, you can see this is it when it's cut out. And you can resize it, you can personalize it, so it is 100% authentically you. It's not cookie cutter. You never have to buy another die cut again. But here's the good news. If you already own die cuts, okay, you can take them, you can scan them in and resize them. So you are no longer limited to the size of the die cut that you love.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
Wow, that takes it to a whole different level. And a lot of you are asking about how these Facebook Lives work. We have not been live on Facebook all day. It's just been periodic and, you know, select hours, this being one of them. And we do enjoy interacting with you and answering your questions. One last question before our time runs out from Katie, saying, when you scan an image and it doesn't scan correct to cut, what do you suggest to do after zooming in to only that image?
So one of the things is I love the color scanning that's in the machine. When I choose scan, if I were to choose scan to cut data, you can see right here that I have the ability to choose color. And color is gonna allow you to really customize your scan to get exactly what you want. I've also been known in certain cases to use something called enhanced image tracing, which you use in conjunction with Canvas Workspace, which is what I was using to send the file over originally. Yeah, on my tablet, on my computer.